I try and go by the calories. You know, how many calories you're going to need to, you know, do what you have to do if you can't go to the supermarket, and buy things that are beneficial for your body. Where pasta's not. I got that because my wife, she wanted it. I wasn't buying any until she kind of demanded it. Yeah, I was buying. I have like 400 pounds of beans, dried beans. The bags look like this if you could see it. I got these things duct tape. I'll tell you about the storage when I'm done talking about that. But I've got 400 pounds of beans, 400 pounds of dried peas. There's 400 pounds of flour. This is some of the flour here.
Right.
In that one, there's baking soda. I have baking powder. There's like a year's worth of tea bags. In those, there's 200 pounds of rice in there. I have about 1,000 pounds of rice. The rice and the dried beans are, in my opinion, if you don't have, if you're working on a limited budget like I am, and like most people are, I think for the money, the rice and beans are probably the best thing for you in terms of nutrition, calories, proteins, carbohydrates. I think it's a good mixture of what you're going to need. There's sugar. I have 200 pounds of sugar, which if I use it all or barter it, you know.
Yeah. Because you got to think not only for yourself to eat, but also to have enough to barter if you need something else.
People are going to want. I have about a year's worth of coffee beans. This is the bag of coffee. I have about a year's worth of this stuff because this will be another. I drink coffee every morning, but this went from $15 in late August to $16 a week and a half ago to $18.50 2 days ago.
Wow.
So coffee's pretty expensive. This is something. If the business opens soon, I'll buy a lot of this, and I know this will be valuable. This will be a valuable commodity to trade with people. I think in total, between upstairs and there's like 30 tubes of toothpaste. I have 30 toothbrushes, dental floss. I got like 50 bottles of shampoo, toilet paper. I think toilet paper is going to be in demand when everything falls apart. You know,
everybody's so accustomed to having these things, you know?
I'd rather have it in storage and not take the chance of having to use a leaf.
While most Americans today are concerned about making their mortgage payments, that will soon be the least of their concerns. Hyperinflation will effectively wipe out the debts of most Americans, as it will allow them to pay off their mortgages with depreciated US dollars. Unfortunately, hyperinflation will make the lives of Americans far worse off because it will cost thousands of dollars just to fill your refrigerator with food. Not only is the merger of state and corporate power destroying the agricultural sector, but it is also sabotaging U.S. healthcare. The American Psychiatric Association is now trying to con Americans with the pushing for the invention of a new mental disorder, healthy eating disorder. That's right. If you are focused on eating healthy foods, the healthcare industry wants to diagnose you with having a disease so that it can sell you dangerous medicines to help cure it. This is similar to how they invented phony mental disorders like ADHD and manic depressive so that they can make billions by poisoning you.
Well, Jim Kaiser turned himself into the 4th Avenue jail today. He believes everything he did was within his rights as a parent, but now he's an accused felon. Ben Kaiser's mom said he has ADHD. A doctor and the courts agreed, so they decided to put him on medicine.
I just can't bring myself to do it.
Dad disagreed.
These drugs, in my opinion, are child abuse. It's just insane. You take a perfectly normal kid and you just wipe him out with these drugs just so he can sit still in school.
Jim Kaiser saw the writing on the wall. Ben's mom was going to get custody, so he took his 9-year-old and disappeared.
Basically dropped off the grid. Apartment found vacant, no more phone calls, no more use of a credit card, nothing.
For 3.5 months, police had no luck tracking them down. A random traffic stop in Florida spoiled Jim's plans. Ben's mom flew to Florida to get him back. She said she plans to keep him on the medicine because it helps.
Isn't it possible that everyone else is right and you're wrong?
No, it's impossible. I know my son better than anybody in the world. I've spent more time with him than anybody in the world, including his mom, and I know him a whole lot better than the courts do.
I know sometimes we may not agree with everything that's happening, but that's the system that we have, and it's the best system that we have to work with right now.
The FDA has brainwashed Americans with the belief that only toxic and poisonous chemicals called prescription drugs can cure anybody of anything, and that no whole plant food or whole food supplement can heal anyone from anything. This is the exact reverse of the truth, yet many brilliant doctors and researchers have had their reputations ruined and their businesses destroyed for daring to help heal people of diseases by something so simple as changing their diets and lifestyles. The FDA does not care about the health of Americans. They care only about the wealth of their corporate friends. The FDA is trying to ban electronic cigarettes because they are becoming a threat to the success of tobacco companies.
But these cigarettes do not have tobacco.
You're eliminating the 3,000 chemicals that make up an actual tobacco-filled cigarette.
These are electronic cigarettes. They contain one highly addictive ingredient, nicotine, and run on a battery. It warms up a cartridge of liquid nicotine, creating a vapor similar to smoke.
You're getting just what you need, and it's the nicotine.
The fact is, the Food and Drug Administration isn't sure. It's investigating. But right now, the FDA tells News Center 5 there is no scientific evidence that e-cigarettes are safe.
They have stopped the import of this device into the United States, and it's possible that soon they will stop the sale of this product.
Honest, hardworking Americans are now being punished by the government for doing good deeds to help other people.
Do you think that you broke the law?
No. Ben Bond never believed putting a few coins in a few parking meters could lead to this.
The handcuff marks are still on my hands.
The 30-year-old was arrested by Eugene police Wednesday, charged with harassment and obstruction of governmental administration after a run-in with one of the city's parking enforcement officers.
Changing like that.
What sparked the incident was what Bond considered an act of kindness: putting coins in the expired parking meters of strangers.
This is video from last summer when we first introduced you to Jonathan Shonacase and his Courtesy Ride service. He says it's a free service that takes people home if they feel they've had too much to drink. Shonacase says if someone offers him a tip, he will accept, and that violates the city's taxi limousine ordinance. Over the weekend, Quincy police officers set up a sting operation to catch Shonacase in the act of violating that city ordinance.
In an even bigger abuse of power, the Office of Code of Enforcement in Indianapolis, Indiana, recently called upon their SWAT team as a final move against a property owner who let his grass grow higher than 1 foot. This represents a major